Good morning, Bellows Falls and Keene, and welcome to the feed. It's Mike and Marty. We're here with Sue Fortier today, and we're going to be talking about the YMCA, Meeting Waters YMCA. And welcome back, Marty.
Thank you. Ciao.
Back from a trip to Italy. Amazing. But first, an announcement and then local events.
Yeah, so we wanted to give a shout out to the family and let everybody know that a longtime producer here at Fact TV, Matt Farkas, who is the pastor of Living Hope Fellowship, and he and his wife Brenda have done the program Say What since 2016. Matt passed away this weekend. So we would like to send out condolences to family, his fellowship, and just let everyone know that we've lost a very important part of the Fact TV family.
Yes.
Okay, local events. I know it's kind of hard to go from that to the Barbie movie. So at the Bells Falls Opera House this weekend is the Barbie movie. I'm pretty sure Mike has been the most waiting for this movie.
I am actually thinking of going because I've heard it's really good. I mean,
it's really good.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things that you think it's for kids, but I don't think it is.
I don't think it is. I think there's a whole other level.
I've only seen the part where her feet go flat. That makes me laugh. And that's on Friday through Tuesday, so it's only a 1 week. So you got to get there and buy your tickets ahead of time because they are trying to avoid big lines and concession lines. So buy your tickets ahead of time online and your concessions online. Classic movie this week is Every Which Way But Loose. Clint Eastwood. You can't go wrong. It's sponsored by JP Trucking Hodgkins and Sons. So that's this evening. If you're looking for something to do this weekend, it is the Grafton Food and Antique Tractor Festival. It's on Saturday from 11 to 3. It's benefiting the Grafton Historical Society. It is free entry. It's at the Grafton Trails and Outdoor Center. There's barbecue, a beer garden, vendors, live music. The Easy Street Duo will be playing, and the weather's supposed to be cooperating. So I think it should be a good event. This weekend at Ciao Popolo is Moon Hollow. They're playing on Saturday night from 6 to 9 p.m. They're folk, alternate country, Americana, and some early jazz. That's a big spectrum of music. So I think it could probably be for almost anybody. And speaking of music, happening again, it happens every year, but Saturday, September 9th is Music in the Meadow. That's up just north of Springfield on 106. Is it 106 or 11? No, I'm sorry, it's on 11. Wrong direction. 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. It's a day full of music, and there's actually going to be 3 local bands there this year. So The Illusion, Milkhouse Heaters, and closing out the day is Intercept. So it's a great venue. There's lots of places to sit. There'll be I think they usually have food trucks there, and the benefit is to the Susan Komen Breast Cancer Walk. So it's a good benefit event as well. So
and then another music event that you may or may not have heard about is, and it's I guess it's personal, but I really like Tuba Skinny, and they're playing in Brattleboro tomorrow night at the Latches Theater. They're a classic New Orleans band. The first time I saw them, they were playing on Frenchman Street, and just had a hat out so that you could throw in money. I saw them in a Festival of Fools in Burlington, and they were again playing on the street and just collecting money. And then last year I saw them in South Royalton, and they're just really a classic New Orleans band, so I would highly recommend it. Anyway, Sue.
Neat.
Yeah, I know. It's like they've never been. They have several CDs out. They aren't on a record label, but I put up one of their. I had recorded one of their songs in South Royalton, and it has like 80,000 views on my YouTube channel. It's just amazing. They have this.
Like followers, like
they have followers, and international. It's like people from Germany and all over the place follow their music. So, anyway. Little known but interesting facts, right?
Little known but interesting facts.
Yeah.
How many years have you been with the YMCA?
I have been with Meeting Waters YMCA for 25 years.
Wow.
It'll be 25 years in October. Yep. Originally as the program director, and 5 years ago now, 6 years ago, I took on the role of the executive director
Nice.
when my husband left.
So Meeting Waters has been in existence for
Since
longer than that. though, right?
1895. Yep.
Oh my God.
Since
Cow, really?
1895. We missed celebrating our 125th, of course, because of COVID.
Mhm.
But originally as the Bellows Falls YMCA, then the Fall Mountain YMCA. But yeah, 125,
That's
100,
amazing.
128
It's
years.
hard to, yeah.
So how did it, I'm always curious about this, how did it get the Meeting Waters name? Like,
That-
because I remember when it was the Fall Mountain YMCA, and so I'm just curious how
Yeah.
that happened.
That's a great question. Well, so Bellows Falls YMCA, because the founders were actually local people in the Bellows Falls area. Then became the Fall Mountain YMCA because our service area is on both sides of the river. We're actually one of the few Ys that,
Our interstate.
yeah, exactly. So our service area is Charlestown to Walpole on the New Hampshire side, or actually Claremont to Walpole, and then Springfield or all the way down to Vernon on the
Wow.
Vermont side. Yeah, so huge. The name Meeting Waters actually came from the property that was made available to the Fall Mountain YMCA in Springfield to purchase from the Bryant family was called the Meeting Waters Farm. So when that property was made available in 1985, I believe it was, the camp had already been going on in Sexton's River since 1965. The property was purchased, and then that became the name of our organization. And we really feel it's, while it's the name of the organization, it really explains, as I said, our service area because of the confluence of all of the
Mhm.
rivers and down the Connecticut
So
River.
I guess I didn't realize you had that larger, does that present unique challenges for you? Because you, I was just laughing, I think that it does.
Yeah.
Because you have such a, so you're dealing with a lot.
Yeah, and we're also a unique organization, unique in the YMCA world because we're non-facility Y. We and Meeting Waters has always officially been considered a non-facility Y, even when we had offices in different places. We do here at Hospital Court now, but we are not the brick and mortar swim and gym. So we're a community-based organization. All of our programs happen out in the communities, with the exception of our day camp, which is at our property in Springfield. But yeah, so challenges like, everyone's having staffing challenges, but making sure that we have staff from all of those various areas to man our programs, and also board members, because we really work hard to make sure that our board represents our service area. So I think we currently have Springfield, Walpole, Bellows Falls, Brattleboro, but we have some board members moving off, so we're looking to fill in the gap in some of those areas as well.
Now, so that's all, but that's also like a lot of school districts you have to coordinate with. I imagine that's
It's different school districts, it's different AHS districts, Agency of Human Services, which fund is that is the program or the agency that works with the child care financial assistance programs. All of our programs are licensed, including our camp, licensed child care programs. So we work with the resource and referral specialists, but those are, like, Springfield has one. There's one in Springfield that covers Bellows Falls North, and then the one in Brattleboro that covers that side from Westminster South. And then we actually sometimes even work with Bennington, because we have kids who come from the Newfane, that area, that come to camp. And then New Hampshire, which is totally different.
well, we won't go there.
Yeah, it's very different. Yeah.
So I think is that one of the unique things about your camp, is that it is that kids can come regardless of the ability to pay.
Yes.
Am I correct on that?
Absolutely.
Versus the kind of like what I think of as summer camp is kind of an elite place that you can go and it costs money, and obviously it costs money, but so can you talk a little bit about how that works?
We don't have to license camp as a child care program, but it's really important that we do, because it does allow families to access that child care financial assistance, and those families pay little or nothing. And with the current, I mean, Vermont has been really progressive in supporting working families with the child care financial assistance. And so those families don't have to pay to attend camp. And we also have our own financial assistance programs, which is through scholarships, individual donors, and appropriations, like we receive from the Rockingham town of Rockingham.
That's a good thing to point out, because I think, sorry, Mike, I'm monopolizing.
No, keep
I
going.
think that every year at the town meeting, somebody questions why there's all these nonprofit service organizations that ask money for the town, and they think, so I think here's your chance to tell everybody why.
Yeah. I mean, it's essential for what we consider to be access, and access can mean financial assistance directly to cover their costs, but also access for our busing, which we provide busing. I mean, we pick up right here in Bellows Falls, we pick up in Westminster, we pick up at locations from Brattleboro all the way up, and then over in New Hampshire as well. So we run 2 buses to camp all summer long. And, I mean, this year, 65% of our children receive child care financial assistance, and at the higher levels, so paid nothing to come to camp, which is a lot. But it's also a diverse group. Families from about 27 different communities in New Hampshire and Vermont, and other places. So we have families that come from Boston, and they come to Vermont to stay in the summer and participate in other programs, and then send their children to camp. We have a couple families that come from Texas that send their children to camp. We've had families from Germany and Puerto Rico and other, like, all over the place. So it's really, even though it's a day camp, Vermont being a destination.
Right. But that makes for a wonderful camp experience for the kids, because they
they get to experience
and meet people they might not normally meet in Vermont.
Exactly.
Yeah, just in the day-to-day, yes.
I mean,
That's wonderful.
even honestly, the other great thing about having children from so many different communities is that children that would not interact, children from Springfield and Bellows Falls, who maybe are competitive in other ways, become great friends. I mean, my children are a perfect example. My son, one of his best friends, he met at camp, didn't go to school with him, and they continue to be friends to this day.
That's
I mean,
neat.
your son
I know.
experienced it
I
as well.
have the same experience. Will went to the camp, and then was a camp counselor after that.
I didn't know that little
Yes,
trivia.
I
That
still
little
have
known
some-
but interesting fact.
I still have some Meeting Waters T-shirts that I wear.
Probably. I was the camp director at the time when Will was a counselor. It was great.
Nice. So you also does the, when you say licensed childcare, that also applies to your after-school programs too, right? So that
Correct.
is available to.
Yeah, our Y Aspire. Aspire is an acronym for that means after-school program for inspiration, recreation, and education, which really depicts the triangle, YMCA triangle, spirit, mind, and body. So it's the way we do our program, which is actually celebrating 25 years as well. So,
Nice.
so it was one of the
That's pretty
first
amazing.
functions that Steve and I did. Actually, Hugh Haggerty had put out, then superintendent, had put out a call for additional after-school activities, and we jumped on it because of my background in after-school programming and youth development. And so 25 years of providing our Y Aspire program at various schools, and they're all licensed child care programs. So again, children families utilize the child care financial assistance to do that program as well.
So are those programs in the school, or are they?
Yeah. It's actually, was the model that we created, being a parent myself at the time of 2
Yeah.
young children. The model was meant to be housed at the school so that you're not worrying about
transport to someplace
transporting
else,
children,
yeah.
making sure they get to where they're supposed to be. And that we work very closely with the schools around, making sure that we can provide the services needed, or any, accommodations that they're getting in school, and that there's consistency on things like the themes that the schools are doing and family events, and that we make that, really close connection with the school as well.
So that it kind of just flows.
Exactly.
Yeah, that makes total sense.
Yeah.
So you had some.
And honestly, a lot of our children who participate in the after-school program also come to camp. So we have them 50 of the 52 weeks
Wow.
a year.
Yeah.
That's a
But
lot.
I mean, kind of in this day and age, continuity is
Absolutely.
at a minimum, I would think. So that's a good thing.
And I mean, we know that that's an important aspect of all youth development programs, that there's the consistent adult role model and that they have a continuity of services, more contact time, more contact hours, the more successful they will be and the fewer risky behaviors they will take.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I mean, we know that the connections and all of that is important. What they say, connections is the opposite of addictions. I can't remember the saying
Yeah.
because it's a whole.
was
That's another entity,
community,
but another community project.
Yeah.
But
Well, we say our three relationships building. Oh my gosh, just left
it'll
my
come.
head.
It'll
It'll
yeah.
come
my
back.
head.
Just-
Relationships
But-
and belonging are super important. So that's a big part of our focus, along with our core values, of course. All YMCA's focus on the core values. People always ask, well, tell me about the C in YMCA. Oh, all of it. We're no longer young. We're no longer just men. We are an association, but in our, the C represents our core values of caring, honesty, respect, and responsibility.
Mhm.
Nice.
So what are typical activities that they do after school? I mean, is it like oriented toward physical activity or is it oriented toward mental activity?
It's all of the above, and with intention. So we have our physical activity and healthy eating standards, HEPA standards, healthy eating physical activity standards that require our programs to do. We require them to do at least 30 minutes of physical activity every day,
Mhm.
hopefully outside, though. It
In
is
the winter, it's
Vermont,
difficult, yeah,
so
yeah.
you never know.
It's
But
a
we still go
challenge.
outside. I mean, winter in Vermont, you gotta be ready, right? We participate in the after-school meals program, which is provided by the schools. We actually participate in the meals program in our summer program as well, which means that children receive food every day, regardless. So, and we work with the school districts to make sure that those food options are healthy. There are activities based around a theme. So each month there's a theme. So for example, the month of September is creating our Aspire community. So the activities, whether it be small or large group activity, craft, discussion, literacy, is all kind of based around that type of thing.
Mhm.
And then, of course, lots of fun and choice time and that as well. And we have children. We run our programs till 6 o'clock. Families, not all families choose the 6 o'clock option, but when Steve and I designed this program, it was to be an enrichment program, but it also covers a childcare need.
Yeah, yeah.
Which
Because-
is
yeah,
essential
yeah,
for
right.
working families. So we run during vacations. We run 8 in the morning till 6 at night every day during the school breaks, and that meets a significant need for those families
Yeah.
that wouldn't otherwise be met.
So we're recording this on the first day of school.
I know.
Yes.
And I was, how do you start the after-school program the first day, or does
We
it
are starting.
So
We are starting today. We are the first full day of school, which is today in all of our schools. So we're there today, and I am running a program myself, the Dummerston program. I'll be overseeing because I'm still looking for staff.
that was going to be my next question. Is like how. So this must be a crazy day for you.
It is.
And then you have to build the staff and the programs all the time. How's that work?
Yeah. Well, like everyone, we're challenged with finding staff that meet the childcare licensing requirements. I'm fortunate to have some fantastic staff that are either paras in the schools or returning. I actually have only one new staff person right now,
Uh-huh.
which is amazing. But like I said, I'm still looking to fill a few spots and lots of positions, because, that's definitely a challenge now, is having those people that can fill in if somebody is out.
Mhm.
So we're down to a little bit under 5 minutes. So we should probably let people know how to contact you so that if they have questions, if they want to know about any of the programs, like I'm sure there's probably some people that just don't really understand what you do. I didn't even have a full understanding, but so it's on the screen, but you can tell us anyway.
Yeah. So our website is meetingwatersymca.org. I can be reached at my email, sue@meetingwatersymca.org, or our general email is info@meetingwatersymca.org. Our phone number, 802-463-4769. There are enrollment section right on our website, as well as an employment section and financial assistance. So you can find everything on our website.
And there's a donation section.
That
on
is
your
absolutely
website.
true. And if anyone is interested in volunteering either on our board or in any other way, they can reach out to me, because that's another important component that we're really trying to fill.
Great.
Great.
So I think we have a
So
clip.
we're going to end today with a clip. We talked about Tuba Skinny earlier, and we're going to finish with a clip of them as they played at South Royalton last summer. And
If you ask me one thing, I'll tell you, darling, we ain't got time for sitting around. If you be waiting on your lover, but he's gone and found another, well, it's time to get on up and leave this town. He asked me how am I still laughing.
local news, politics, business, sports, arts, music.